To be honest with you, I didn't want to make this video. I didn't want to make it. I really didn't want to make it. This is worse. This is worse, and it keeps getting worse and worse and worse over and over. And trying to face all these challenges is way harder than I ever thought. And the symptoms are getting worse and worse every time I face a new situation. I don't want to do this. I didn't want to. I didn't want to do this. But this discomfort and this life is getting weird and weird over time. I didn't want to face. Um, the symptoms are getting worse and worse, and trying to ignore them just make things worse. The chest discomfort, the heart pounding faster and faster, nausea and shaking. This is worse, keeps getting worse and worse. I think childhood trauma is one of the worst things a person can face. I mean, when you're young, you don't know what's happening, but when you reach a point of adulthood and just remember what you faced in your child, the ignorance, neglecting, your parents doesn't take care of you, they beat you, and maybe they don't know this, they didn't know, but just a few years after, you end up having some panic attacks and some problems, and I don't know, this life is so weird, keeps getting weird and weird. Trying to face the challenges and trying to face the situation that provoke these anxiety attacks just make things worse and even worse. And when you try to avoid this situation and try to ignore it, the next time you face the same situation, the symptoms are much harder and harder and severe to face. I mean, I've been having this attack, this panic attack and this anxiety attack for hours now. It keeps getting worse and worse. The thoughts are running inside my mind and just making my brain fearful of the situation. Yeah, I don't know. I just keep telling my brain, keep telling myself that I need to face this situation that trigger these attacks and that trigger this anxiety. I need to be exposed to them in order to not to have these attacks or these anxiety symptoms in the future. But my brain keeps just repeating some thoughts, and these thoughts are paralyzing me, keeping me in place. It's getting worse and worse. Every time I avoid the situation and ignore it, the next time I face the same situation or less, the symptoms just get worse and worse and worse. I don't know what to do, but I'm trying to read some books and trying to improve myself, trying to learn from this. Just expose myself to these more situations, these difficult situations, so I could just live normally. But yeah, they keep, I don't know, my brain just shut down. uh, I think, I don't know, I don't know what to say. Life is so weird, so weird. I mean, just some thoughts inside your brain trigger some symptoms, and these symptoms makes you feel even worse. And when you start feeling worse and feeling so uncomfortable in this situation, you try to avoid the situations. And when you avoid the situation, you make yourself harder, or you make yourself even, you make the situations even worse, because next time you face the situations, then it's going to trigger the symptoms and trigger the thoughts, and the cycle just keeps repeating. I don't know, to be honest with you, I didn't want to make this video, but I just want to have someone just there listening to me while I don't have anyone. I didn't want to tell my family about this, because I know them, they're not going to understand, especially my parents. They're not going to understand. I'm just keeping these things for myself. I'm keeping it for myself, but I'm trying to heal myself by myself. Trying to read my books, trying to learn more about this anxiety and these attacks and panic attacks and these childhood traumas and so many stuff. So in the future I may avoid them. Not avoid them, but I might just be better at dealing with these situations, and yeah, maybe stop having these symptoms and these